Over the last day or so, there's been quite a bit of commotion going about this fight. It was originally meant to be Sumudaerji taking on Alan Nascimento, but then we learned that Alan Nascimento was in jeopardy of having to pull out due to an injury. And then just hours later, Tim Elliott's on Twitter asking for the fight and just saying that he's got a plane ticket to Vegas to take on Sumudaerji. Shout out to Tim Elliott. There's not a lot of ranked fighters that would take on another ranked fighter on short notice, but obviously Tim Elliott is probably, pretty keen to get a win back after he lost to Mikhaev, and also probably just trying to get another fight in 2023. So good for Tim Elliott getting that matchup done here, and I do believe he's going to win. This fight is at bantamweight, which does make sense as Elliott has taken it on like 4, maybe 5 days notice, so he's got to make the weight. And I think that Tim Elliott does win the matchup though. I think it's a good stylistic matchup for Tim Elliott. Sumudaerji is a striker, and he actually is a very good striker. If you look at his strike differential, he outlands his opponents like 2-1 on him. Pretty good defensively, pretty good offensively. Yes, he took a lot of damage against Matt Schnell, but the reason why I think Tim Elliott beats him is because he's a wrestler, and we haven't really seen Sumudaerji deal with a wrestler, because if you do look through his career, he takes on Lewis Smolka. I believe this was actually a fight night in China in 2018. Takes on Lewis Smolka, gets taken down a couple times, but does defend a couple takedowns, loses there, wins a fight against Andrei Sukumtar on the feet, pure striking matchup, knocks out Malcolm Gordon in 44 seconds, no takedowns attempted against them there. Ardashev is a pure striker, so he beats him by decision. And then Matt Schnell does, I believe Matt Schnell went for 2 takedowns. No, he attempted 3 takedowns and got 2 takedowns on Sumudaerji in an absolute war, where Sue had Matt Schnell hurt, and then Matt Schnell had Sue hurt, and it was all going. It was absolute madness, that fight, especially in round number 2. That was a great fight. He's taken a lot of time off since then, and it just comes down to the stylistic matchup, man, because Sumudaerji is a very good, talented striker. He will be the better striker than Tim Elliott. Now, yes, I do understand that Tim Elliott has a very awkward style, but I think Sumudaerji is still going to be technical enough, good enough on the feet to be the better striker in the matchup. But where I think that Tim Elliott really has the X factor is in the wrestling. We saw Tim Elliott have a lot of success in the wrestling against Victor Altamirano, and even had quite a bit of success in his own against Muhammad Mikhaev as well, with his wrestling and with his striking. So I think that we see Tim Elliott go out here, get the takedowns on Sumudaerji. That's definitely his easiest way to victory, in my opinion, is wrestle Sue. We haven't really seen Sue deal with a wrestler that's attempting takedowns over and over and over and over again, like Tim Elliott has done in the past. On short notice, it'll be interesting to see what the cardio's like for Tim, because we could be getting into the 3rd round, and Tim's taken, maybe Tim's attempted 5 takedowns in the 2 rounds, and it's really kind of sapped on his energy. He's taken the fight on short notice. Maybe he slows down in that 3rd round, and Sue could maybe make something happen, but I do like Tim Elliott to win this matchup by decision. I think he goes out there, uses the wrestling, dominates on top control, and wins a decision with ground control. It's kind of the way that I see it, but I could see Sue getting it done. But in my opinion, if Sue's going to win, he's going to have to get a finish, because the minute winner in the fight is going to be Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is going to be the one moving forward. He's going to be the one going for takedowns. He's going to be the one pushing Sumudaerji up against the cage and winning the minutes, winning the control time. I feel like if Sue's going to win, he's going to have to win by KO. He is a talented striker. He is a ranked flyweight for a reason. But I think that we are going to see Tim Elliott come out here and get the win by decision, just dominate with the wrestling, and finish off 2023 with a victory, which is probably what he's trying to get. The odds opened up Tim Elliott like -155. And now he's -160 on Tapology, but I think he might be a little bit wider, because I did see a couple of people, placing bets on Elliott at -180, so maybe the odds are widening out. I think that Elliott is most likely to win by decision. I don't know how I really feel about betting on him, because Sumudaerji over the last year or so could have made some big improvements. Maybe his takedown defense is better than I'm expecting it to be, but I like Elliott. I like Elliott to win by decision in the matchup. And as we move on to the card, I just want to quickly mention something at the end of the video. We have lost... Where did we lose it? We lost Daniel Marcos versus Carlos Vera just a couple days ago, which is odd, because Daniel Marcos lives in the United States. I believe he trains and lives in the United States. So I don't know why the visa issues hurt him there, but good for Carlos Vera. He's got a UFC contract now out of this. I don't think they're going to find a short notice replacement to take on Carlos Vera. I'd be very, very surprised if they did. But hey, let's see how it goes. I think this card's actually going to be pretty fun, to be honest with you. I think we're going to get a few finishes. Do I think it's going to be the best card of the year? Absolutely not. But I still think there are going to be some pretty fun fights on this card. And for everyone that has made it to the end of the video, if you did like the video, please do leave a like and please do subscribe to my channel. I am going to be promoting a second channel that I'm going to be creating over the next month or so. At the moment, I've actually made the channel and I'm just getting like graphics made up. I've got a good idea for my first ever video on the channel. I'm going to be covering disc golf, mainly because I feel like I'm pretty passionate about disc golf. I think that I do have quite a bit to add to the disc golf YouTube side about it. Even if you're not interested in disc golf, I would appreciate you just subscribing to the channel. And I'm also really trying to get a sponsor. And I'm thinking that if I can build up a social media presence, I can look a bit more appealing to a sponsor in disc golf. So if you didn't know, I do play disc golf. I do compete in disc golf as an amateur at the moment. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.